this transformation process means that we will meet our patterns and our tendencies and our conditioning, you know, all these voices that we hear in our mind and all these reactions we have to various situations we come into. You know, I mean, we meet new people and we automatically think, well, this one's stupid because he's doing this or that, or this one is, you know, we make all of these mental judgments, and then we block ourselves from really possibly discovering something much deeper in the person. But while we're meeting all of these things in ourselves, there's often a strong tendency to just quit, because it is painful. You know, you feel the fire in your heart, you feel the pain in your whole inner system about things that have happened in the past, and oh, my parents didn't love me enough, I reject myself, and you know, we feel the reality of those things, whatever shade of that is our particular thing to deal with. So all of these are like inner scars, you know, inner sanskaras, it's called in Indian tradition. And we have to allow these samskaras to be dissolved. It doesn't mean they will necessarily, all of it will totally go away, but it's that, you know, a scar, I like to think of some scars as scars. There's scars in our psychic system. And a scar, you know, usually has a thick surface on it. So it's hard to dissolve it. It's hard to, and some scars you never get totally rid of, but they don't bother you anymore. This is the thing. So we can look at these scars, these samskaras, and we can be very convinced over time that we can live above them. We can live in a different place, in a different experience of energy, and we can tolerate the burning that has to happen in the process of dissolving what we can and rising above. Gradually, you really come to trust that. And you become so convinced that, you know, all of the past becomes then something that you can be grateful for. It's really, and you don't have anything or anybody that you feel negative about. You know, your parents did the best they could for you, your teachers did the best they could, and if you have, you know, issues and hate things, you're only hurting yourself. So allow those things to come up, allow them to be clear in your mind, not for the sake of analysis, but for the sake of being able to witness it and say, oh, let it go. And then, you know, when you let it go, it becomes an energy experience. And there's more great gratitude, and there's more awareness as a result of it, and more energy flow. And, you know, the important thing is perseverance. We also have to be capable of not quitting when it seems hard. If we really want it, you know, if we don't want it, then it's okay to quit. But to me, quitting, once you've come a certain distance, seems like the worst fate of all, because then you have some awareness of what's possible, and you actually have to live with the fact that you're giving up. If you don't know, at least you don't know. You're just, in a way, innocent, you know. You can say, well, you know, a person never had any opportunity to do that, and it's true. Many people in the world never really have the opportunity, and who knows why. I think people who somehow have this deep yearning inside find a way. They will they'll be attracting a teacher or some kind of mirror that they can be growing through. I use the just simple tuning into the Om sound a lot, and the more advanced practice that I talked with you about before, where some of you were there, where you visualize into space, and you just draw that finer energy into yourself. This is a way of tuning into. It's a way of asking for more opportunities to dissolve karma. You really, when you do it, the reason, I think, for me anyway, that the advanced practice is advanced, is that you have sort of mastered this basic thing of circulating your energy and using your wish and all that basic stuff. And then you're saying, okay, God, I'm ready for more. Then you go up and you take in finer energy, which will demand more of you to keep yourself open. And it will attract things that are new and not necessarily so easy to deal with, but that will give you an opportunity to work more and to experience more and to free yourself more. And it is structured in the universe, layers of energy that way. And when we get into the finer layers, I mean, it's a little bit artificial to think of it up and down, above, but that's, after all, we live on a planet, and the sky is up, and the earth is down. So, but energy-wise, it's just layers of stuff. And when you get into the finer layers, you get stronger and more able to deal with more opportunities. And if we are here to help to uplift the whole, if there really is a whole, which I'm convinced that there is, and each one of us is a spark in that whole, it's like a hologram, Every single spot in the hologram has the whole within it. So if that's the case, we are each contributing to the unfoldment of the universe. And we actually, with our growth, is helping the whole of certainly this planet and beyond to grow, to be uplifted, to be more in tune with that oneness. That is the natural state. What we experience as dualism, what we experience as being separate from ourselves and the universe and other people, this is a force also in the universe, but it's almost like God's game, putting veil in front of our eyes and say, okay, now this is your challenge. Can you remove them? Can you remove it? Can you remove that veil? And the thing to do is to really work on removing that veil so that the oneness that we are can manifest in our awareness. Part of practice, is getting to where you already are. It's true, you can feel it when in my own experience, I always had this feeling, I have to work hard, I have to really do this stuff, and maybe I'll get somewhere someday. But now I realize, that it's simpler than that. It's so close. And if we can surrender deeply, and I had glimpses of that early with Rudy, I saw it, that you can feel and start to act already in the beginning stage of practice as if you are enlightened. You can, what would it be to be enlightened? Well, it would be to be happier, it would be to be open, etc. So if you start to practice that, then you move that much more quickly towards that becoming a reality. And this is a tantric trick. You know, just start acting like, you know, even if you in the morning you feel like shit, you know, and really want to go back to bed or under a rock, try to just, okay, how would the Buddha feel about that? How would Nityananda feel? I mean, Nityananda, he had his challenges in his life. We know some of them. But, you know, he was just, he didn't worry about the past. He didn't think about the future. He was just in a total serene here and now state. And we can do that also. We can learn to do that. And then our lives will be whatever is natural in our particular little part of that whole. And it will contribute to the development of that whole if we act as we are one, as if we are one with the whole, rather than in conflict with it. And this is what we do when we allow regrets about the past and worries about the past and worries about the future, you know, then we allow that to get in the way of just being here and now and having that sense of energy flow and unlimited potential. When we say that this state, or this energy, this being is endless, you know, you say, well, live forever. But we don't, it's not really endless in the sense of going on forever. It is timeless. That's something different. It's outside time. So when you are outside time and liberated in the experience of outside time and space, the physical doesn't matter as much, or hardly at all after a while, and certainly to him it didn't matter much. And you know, this is an important point to get, that what dawns on us when we practice is that we are the absolute. The source of our being is outside space and time.